Hey everybody. I'm gonna be taking a week off from doing a review um episode this weekend. So I've been mentioning during my videos that my cat was seemingly getting worse and worse medically, and this weekend she finally passed on. Woke up one morning and she was under the couch and not breathing. So I've been dealing with that all weekend. Um, Timing, I guess, was it was gonna. I knew it was coming, and I wasn't. You never really fully prepared, but you when you've been with a cat for 18 freaking years, you know when something's up, you know something's wrong, and you know I I, I I figured it was about time, and she went semi peacefully. She went in her sleep, and that's great. So if you don't remember the cat was her name was Peanut. She would jump in during my recordings every once in a while and bother me while I was trying to do recordings in a very fun sort of way. And um, it I'll miss her for sure. She's been with me through a lot over the years. Been most of my adult life, particularly. Like she's even when I believe she was a young kitten around when I was, a junior in high school, and so she was my parents' cat, but she basically drew to me. And my parents, like whenever I was home, she would always be in my lap, and when it was time for bed, she would always be in my bed. And so my parents, or when it came time to leave the house, they were like, "You're taking the cat with you because she's fond of you, and like she doesn't deal with us too well. So you may as well take her with you." Um, since then, we've been kind of on this journey through my adult life together, and this last move, like I've moved like about 4 times, 5 times in my adult life. And she was there for each and every move, and it's the last one. It seemed like she saw me off. So, anyways, so I'm not doing a full on recording of any major topics or anything. There wasn't too much to talk about anyway. Um, on the plus side, in a way, it certainly gets my mind a little bit of easement, in that I won't have to look for someone to take care of her during me being away for a weekend, because she was used to be whenever I go to a convention, I could just like leave a bowl of food and like a bunch of water, and she'd be fine. She'd be absolutely fine. Like she'd be independent. She'd give me an earful whenever I got home, and meowing. She doesn't talk all that much. She's not very talkative. She's not very like communicative. But whenever I came home from a convention or a long way time away, she would talk my ear off for at least like an hour. She'd be like, "What? Hey, you're home. Where were you been, you jerk?" So I think I'm a little numb to it at this point because it just happened a little bit. Obviously, when you have to pick up the body and move it, then it hits you, and you're like, as soon as you like push it and it's stiff, and it's like, oh yeah, then it hits you, and it hit me there. But then about 10 minutes later, I got was able to move it and deal with it. Um, Still, it sets in quick. This is the first animal I've had to take care of after losing their life, and it rigor mortis sets in very quick. It's amazing. It's like as if a taxidermist just kind of like replaced your cat and just kind of like left her there. It's kind of weird. But anyways, yeah, so I took care of that. So I mean, she wasn't able to be as independent over the past month or so. She had to move to softer food, so I'd have to feed her every, and put the rest of the soft food away and all that stuff. So I was worried about having to take care of how she was going to handle, like how I could get it so that she'd be taken care of over the weekend if I was going to have to board her up somewhere. But Unfortunately, that's unfortunately in a way that's settled itself out. So I'm independent and I don't have to worry about that. And I'm glad that she was with me for this time. So, anyways, Anthrcon's going to be up next weekend. I'll be doing one panel with this Night Fox guy. We did a panel before. I believe it was No, it wasn't Anthrocon last year. Anthrocon, I did the nonfiction journal panel with Cross Affliction from Flera. This year, I'm doing it with a person named Night Fox. Night Fox, I believe I did the nonfiction journal panel this last MFF. This is 2017. That panel went rather well. I think he's a pretty charismatic guy. He's very good, um, and he's an actual bona fide. Even though he messed up the name of the panel, copy editing is very important. I think we're going to mention that. Hopefully, they can kind of edit that in the thing before we get going. Journalism. They didn't want to put the anal in there. Okay, yeah, no. So journalism panel. So basically, and quite honestly, I would criticize what he sort of put here too. It's like, want to learn nonfiction of the writing side of the fandom? So let's get the scoop on your favorite furry, but it's all right. I wouldn't have written it that way, but um, but he's at least got bona fides because he actually has gone to school for this stuff. I have not, for sure. So he definitely has more technical skills than I do, in regards to that. I've just been sort of a person who does it in practice and then sort of evolved over time to kind of get to where I am. Whereas he's a younger one. He's fresh out of college. And so, but he went to college for journalism and stuff like that. So he's got certainly a lot of technical items that I don't have, whereas I have sort of experience, but not so much technical knowledge. So it works rather well. It worked rather well for MFF, and I hope that you guys plan on attending. If you plan on attending, it's going to be at Sunday, July 8th at 11 a.m. at the Weston Lawrence Room, the Lawrence Room in the Weston. Um, I can't quite remember where that is. I believe that's the like one of the classrooms on the second floor. So I think that's in the area where if you have the Skywalk Bridge and you move past the escalators and you take that hall to the left, I believe that's where the Lawrence is. I haven't looked at a map for the area just quite yet to familiarize myself with it. But it sounds like if it's usually one of the educational panels, it's usually in one of those second floor rooms, or it's usually other ones are in the convention center. This one's obviously not in the convention center, not convention center like those classrooms along the wall across the ballrooms and stuff. Um, so that's going to be happening. So I hope to see you there. Sorry once again for not having a full on episode this time or anything fancy or in fursuit. It's been 2 weeks in a row where I haven't been in fursuit. I guess I'm kind of being a little bit lazy, but um, I also want to try to um, I want to get myself ready for the whole thing. So um, I will have to worry about my cat, but I'm kind of glad, because she was getting worse. I'm glad that she didn't suffer too long for and get worse physically as far as that goes. Um, so it's always amazing to me how animals sort of know when it's their time, and it's sort of weird because it's like she kind of because it's unusual for her to go off and sleep by herself, and definitely not under a piece of furniture. She would never really do that. So she kind of did it, and I guess that she wandered off by herself. Oddly enough, she went under the couch when I was recording the episode where I was doing the live stream on Friday. That's when she went under the couch. Um, And when I noted that, my cat's not doing great, and it's like I just paid off my student loans, and it's like now I think those things are tied. It's like I paid off my student loans, and now I'm free from the old times, and now it's like I'm with my cat, and it's like there's a lot of changes happening in my life right at the same time, and it's quite jarring. It's like it's a clear break. Like I just got this place, moved out here a month ago, and now I don't. The cat that's been with me since for all my young adult time is gone, and now we're just move on to the next stage. So I'll see you at that next stage, this Anthrcon 2018. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna get the hop out of here. Um, a lot of us have dealt with lost lives, furry friends of ours, and if you want to share your stories of fond memories of your pets, feel free to share that in the comment section below if you wish. So, kick that like, kick the subscribes, kick the comments, and have a good night. And I'll see you next weekend, hopefully, if you happen to be going to the convention. If not, I'll try to get something up for you guys. So, have a good one. Hey, it's the bridge. I'm gonna come back and see you in a week. My old yellow friend looked like a bee, like a steel beams. Oh, it's horrible. You can't kill my humor. Eh.